Welcome to our laundry room makeover. We are so proud with how this laundry room has come together. If you remember the design board that I created months and months ago, the feelings and mood we wanted this laundry room to evoke has definitely translated into the finished space. The design of this laundry room was originally inspired by this stunning Iman light I got from my favorite lighting store late last year during a big sale that they had, as well as this beautiful color I fell in love with over a year ago. I knew I had to use in an upcoming project. The laundry room is mostly used by me, and I am so proud of how this space has come together and does reflect my own bold personality and my personal style. After I had the two jumping off points that inspired this entire design, I then found the most beautiful wallpaper that is both bold and organic and pairs so well with all the greens that I have used throughout the rest of my home. So this makeover is mine and Michael's very first full room DIY that we have done together. We did everything in here except we did end up hiring a professional to install the wallpaper for us, which was kind of a last minute decision, but I am so glad we did because it is done correctly and the install is just so seamless. In the last video, I did mention that we have modified the design a little bit to make it more beginner DIY friendly for us and achievable for us to complete on our own. And we did all of that, but still didn't compromise any of the design elements that were important to bring this space together. And I am just so happy with the overall look and how everything did end up coming together in the end. We started this makeover by removing the wall cabinets that I felt were too bulky, and I didn't really actually use that storage space at all. So by removing those cabinets, we opened up this side of the room and were able to bring our paint color all the way down the wall. We were originally going to try to remove this tile, but then I had the idea to paint the tile the same color as the wall and just add the vertical shiplap above. By not removing the tile, this saved a ton of time and mess. The final decision was made because the tile was actually in really good condition and runs all the way down behind the washing machine, which would have been actually super difficult to remove for us. We added the trim piece in between the new shiplap and the old tile to give it a natural break and also cover up the difference in height from where the shiplap comes from the wall and then where the original tile comes from the wall, which I actually do love the added texture and just how seamless it all looks in one color together. We had both this shiplap and this chair rail in the garage from previous projects, so this feature wall kept our budget in line for this makeover, and I think it adds so much interest to this room. So Michael ended up rerouting the existing under cabinet lighting to a pot light in the top of the hutch cabinet, as well as adding in a sconce light above the sink on this wall. Originally, we were thinking of either adding a floating shelf to this wall or a rod for us to hang dry clothes. But once we removed the cabinetry, we loved how open and airy this space felt. And we made the decision actually that those two options weren't going to be best and that we wanted to keep it open. This is what I call reading the room during a renovation. Once you open things up and remove things, then you can make your final decisions. Always be flexible and ready to read the room and really feel how it is during your renovation to make those final decisions. So I did mention that we hired a professional to do the wallpaper installation, which we are really happy about. It cost about $400 for that, but we did everything else ourselves, which kept the overall cost of this makeover down. So this wallpaper, when it was installed, it took about 4 hours. That was definitely the most dramatic change in this room when all this wallpaper went up. This is a bold design, but the colors that I've used in this space definitely make it still flow with the rest of the house. So we color drenched this room in Cajon Clay by Benjamin Moore, which I love. This means basically anywhere that there would normally be white paint, like on the ceiling, the trim, the baseboard, and the doors, we color coded in that beautiful hue. When I was putting this design together months and months ago, I was trying to figure out a way of how we can make this original tile floor look okay with the overall bold design. And I found the perfect runner that I could add to the space and really just make the neutral tile blend into the background and not be an eyesore at all. This runner has all the colors we are using in this design and really just brings it all together into one cohesive look. So if you don't have the budget to redo your floors in your makeover, don't let that stop you from not doing anything at all. Adding a beautiful runner that ties the whole design together is a really inexpensive way to make your existing flooring work and really pull everything together. So after the shiplap was installed, the painting was done, and the wallpaper was on the walls, we added this thrifted hutch cabinet to the countertop here. I do want to say that this hutch cabinet is not in perfect condition. It is thrifted, it is vintage, but that means that it's perfect for this space still. This hutch adds a depth of character and really does help tell a story. I received this hutch cabinet from my mother-in-law, and now when I look in this space, I can think about that story, and it really does add to the overall feeling of this room. You've probably already noticed that we ended up leaving these countertops as is. In the last video, I walked through several different options that we had to either replace them or cover them up because I really felt like they stuck out like a sore thumb. But once this space started to transform and become more moody and have that feeling, these countertops, just like that old tile floor, kind of blend into the design, and we made the decision that they weren't worth changing or covering up. So we always thought it was really strange that the original faucet was off-centered, but then when we removed that faucet, we realized there was no room in the center hole to actually install a faucet there, so we rolled with it. We installed the new black faucet on the side here and just have it facing in so that it looks more intentional. We also didn't add that bottom bar piece that usually comes with a faucet for a more high-end look, and just ordered some covers off of Amazon to cover those sinkholes. In this little nook, this is where the folding counter was that I had never used. Originally in the design, we were thinking of adding shelves to this little corner to store the cute laundry baskets that I found. But once the wallpaper was installed, I realized I had to be 100% sure about that decision, because once you drill into the beautiful wallpaper, it is permanent. So because I'm still not 100% about this shelf situation, I think we are going to just live with it as is for a little while until we make that final decision. This is another example of reading the room. Once we removed this countertop here and had the space open, we realized that maybe the shelves aren't going to be the best decision for us here. And it's okay to change your design plans midway through a renovation project. It is better to know 100% what you're doing is what you want than doing something and have to replace it later. We have had many examples of reading the room during our own renovation projects as well as during client projects. We thought we knew exactly what we wanted to do in a space, but then once it was all opened up, we realized that maybe that wasn't the right decision, and we ended up going a different route, which it was better for us to pause, take a minute, live with what we had for a few months even before making those final design decisions. Once this space was opened up, I had an idea. I thought maybe, just maybe, I can find the perfect vintage wardrobe for this little nook. This space is huge, and I am sure I can find a cabinet that might be a better option than adding those floating shelves in here that will fit well and really work with the overall design of this space. That wardrobe will be a place for me to hide cleaning supplies for this level, as well as maybe all my wrapping paper and ribbon. Something I always talk to my clients about is shopping their home, which is exactly what I have done here. I have pulled pieces from throughout my home to completely style this space. So I have been collecting these items for many years, and they all have some kind of significance to me. This decor is also functional. I have my laundry pods here, and in this basket has all my dryer sheets and things like that that I need for the laundry. And then over here, I have used this wooden tray to actually cover up a cutout that is in this countertop. And I have hidden the laundry shutoff and electrical panel that is obviously functional to the laundry room with this decor here. So after shopping my home, the only piece of decor that I did purchase was this piece of art that we have on this wall underneath that sconce light. I just loved the colors that were incorporated here, and the frame just brings in that antique brass that you see in the pulls on the hutch, and I just think it ties everything together perfectly. I want to thank you for watching the tour of my laundry room makeover. Make sure you like this video and comment below what you liked best about all of our updates. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you see what we are up to next.